Project community highlighting barrier-breaking women. Now, ALS is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, and this affects as many as 30,000 people in the United States.
Yeah, Friday, Sylacauga is hosting an annual event raising money for research. WVTM 13's Carla Wade spoke with the founder of Everything ALS about the important ways that you can help.
Indu Navar's husband, Peter Cohen, died of ALS in 2019. Since then, she's been at the forefront of advocating for what she calls citizen-led research that she hopes will bring faster diagnosis, better treatments, and a cure for this debilitating disease. This is Indu and her husband, Peter, during much happier times before he was diagnosed with ALS.
I made a promise to him that I will keep fighting for him and the disease, and we need to prevent from other people going through what we went through. I want to keep him alive through this work, and I really feel it was such a terrible experience for us that I really don't wish this on anybody.
ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, causes muscles to weaken. It eventually affects a patient's ability to speak, swallow, move, and breathe. It's a neurodegenerative disease, often striking people in their 40s, but it can affect anyone at any age.
We have the youngest person who's been diagnosed with ALS is 8-year-old. And we have a lot of, 20s, 30s, and my husband was in his 40s. So this is definitely not, older person disease.
And it often takes such a long time for diagnosis. Patients have little time before eventually passing away, 2 to 5 years after diagnosis in many cases. Indu says it took 2 years for her husband's diagnosis, with doctors offering few options for treatment.
It's like to say, your kitchen is on fire. Let's just wait and see if your house burns down.
Indu is now CEO of the Peter Cohen Foundation, Everything ALS, named in her husband's memory. She travels the country giving talks and encouraging people to enroll in studies that may lead to treatment. Studies like this one, analyzing speech patterns. Problems with articulation and other speech irregularities are one of the most common symptoms of ALS. Indu is encouraging Alabamians to participate by uploading videos of them speaking online. They're looking for people who've had relatives with ALS, as well as those who don't appear to have the disease in their families.
And it takes about 5 to 10 minutes, and we ask for once a month. And as long as they want to do it, actually, it's a 12-month, but if they can't do it for 12 months, no problem.
And you can head out to the Targeting ALS Central Alabama Clay Shoot in Sylacauga to help raise money for research. Indu hopes it will raise awareness about a disease she says often has few people sharing their stories.
And we don't hear about it because, people, once they pass away and the families, they're just so frustrated with this whole experience. And so we hear about, Ice Bucket Challenge and other things, but we don't really hear patients coming on and talking about it.
The rapid development of the COVID-19 vaccine during the pandemic gives her hope.
And this is exactly the place that we are in with ALS. It doesn't have to take that long. It doesn't have to take, that much effort, but what it takes is collaboration and people coming together. And that's why citizen-driven research is very, very important aspect. And that's what moved COVID forward.
Hope that this collaboration between researchers and everyday people will generate potentially life-saving results. Carla Wade, WVTM 13.
In the Central Alabama Targeting ALS Clay Shoot, that's at Purcell Farms, Orvis Shooting Grounds. That is this Friday. There are 2 sessions between 8 a.m. and 1 in the afternoon.
All right, so I want to get some drone video this afternoon showing the aftermath of those severe storms and tornadoes in Indiana. This was one of several states that dealt with some rough weather over the past few days. National Weather Service saying an EF3 tornado touched down Friday night. And as you look at this, the governor has declared a state of emergency. You see the devastation. Folks are now left to pick up the pieces alone. A major storm system started Friday, made its way through the South, the Midwest. There were 32 people killed, dozens more were injured.
I just can't believe this has been happening so much over the past couple of weeks. So many people dying and people losing their whole lives.
Some of the strongest tornadoes over a widespread area that
Yeah.
we've had since the early 2010, 2011 phase, when we came out of a very similar kind of pattern. We
Yeah.
came out of a La Nina into a neutral and La Nina state at that point, and same kind of thing happened. We still have a lot more activity ahead of us, but in the here and now, things are relatively quiet. A few little isolated storms may still pop up here and there this afternoon, but no big deal. That's a live view downtown Birmingham at Regions Field. We've got a partly to mostly cloudy sky from Birmingham southwest, a mostly cloudy sky northeast, and one hefty little downpour right in the northern edge of Greene County and the southern edge of Pickens County. And a little cell like this tracking along very slowly, only about 10 miles per hour, so it is producing a lot of rain and might even be capable of producing some small hail close to the Lewiston or Mantua communities. See one lightning strike there off of Alabama Highway 14. This tracking almost due east over toward Ralph and Knoxville, right on the Greene-Tuscaloosa County line. A handful more of those are likely to develop over the next couple of hours. So far in 2023, we have 47 confirmed tornadoes in the state of Alabama, and there's another big storm system that is getting cranked up, ready to generate more severe weather across the Central Plains states and the upper Midwest from tomorrow through Wednesday. Here's the storm system now. We've got a lot of snow with it out over the Rockies. The jet stream diving down south and coming back to the north in that classic U shape. It's called a trough. That often brings up the Gulf moisture, adds in the muscle to produce severe weather. And just like last week, two bullseyes, one up in eastern Iowa, northeastern Missouri, and into Illinois. Another one in Oklahoma, Arkansas, and southern Missouri, where a widespread tornado outbreak could develop. By the time this gets here, things change in the atmosphere enough that we expect some showers and thunderstorms, a limited or a marginal risk of severe weather across the northwestern part of Alabama with that batch of thunderstorms coming in. Warm tonight, little patchy fog. A few isolated storms during the day on Tuesday. Isolated storms still a possibility on Wednesday. I don't think they get all that widespread, but look at the warmth. High temperatures in the 80s for the next 2 days. Then on Thursday, storms get a little heavier, and we're expecting a high on Thursday only around 70. There's a very limited risk of any tornadoes with what we have coming in Thursday, and you can see this is early in the morning, and it's all mainly parked up here. Coleman, Jasper, Fayette, over to Pickens County, Tuscaloosa County. Some of it will come into Birmingham now and then during the day Thursday, but then we'll have more rain and some thunderstorms on Good Friday. Rain continues through Saturday and may finally start to taper off on Easter. But with all that rain, it does get a lot cooler going into the weekend. You're watching WVTM 13 News.
Welcome back. We are taking a look at traffic conditions here. We see this I-20 area near McCalla it's clearing up right now. The accident is cleared, so that's some good news in this area as we carry on throughout the afternoon. If we take a look near the downtown area, Regents Field, we see the southbound lanes of 65 looking kind of slow. Taking a live look from our Children's of Alabama camera, we can see that parking lot sitting downtown. No accidents at this location, so that's some good news. I want to tell you about an Iowa lunch lady dealing with a major health issue.
Yeah, so now students that she serves are helping her in a major way. She has been a light in the dining hall at Drake University for 15 years, but she has recently been off and on the job and in the hospital for ovarian cancer. So some of the basketball players, they got together on campus and they set up an online fundraiser to help her.
She's an amazing woman. She's always so kind. She takes care of us, and she always makes you feel special.
They love me. I love them too. They know I'm the mom away from home.
She knows everybody's name. She lights up your day, makes you feel welcomed. You would never guess she's going through what she's going through.
Yeah, you can tell she's just a special part, of that day.
I love her energy.
Yeah.
She's a light.
It's just cool. So,
Yeah.
so Jackson says she feels surrounded by love. She's trying to work as much as she can, but also grateful for the love and support she's receiving. This fundraiser, they have doubled the $15,000 goal already to help her with those medical bills.
She deserves all the love, all the love and support. A resident at a senior living home in Ohio proves that it's never too late to follow your dreams.
Yeah, so this is 102-year-old Nancy Power Hodes, and her lifelong dream of getting a college degree is coming true. She was thrilled when Zane College gave her an honorary associate of public service degree.
Like they say, follow your heart. If it's something you can, go ahead and do it.
And here, she's accomplishing it. She is got an early birthday present of sorts, you could say. She turns 103 years old this month. 103, how cool is that?
Unbelievable, and she looks great, and I love seeing them all, everybody lined up in the halls, and they're supporting her, cheering her on, and she's all decked out in her cap and gown, too. All right, we'll be back after a short break. We hope that you hang out with us here on this Monday afternoon. You're watching WVTM 13 News at 4. Now, breaking news this afternoon, a hiker is dead in Shelby County.
Here's what we know. The county says a lifesaver helicopter crew working out of Sylacauga got the call of someone with breathing problems last night. This was off of Bear Creek Road. That person did not survive. And this, remember, was when that fiery helicopter crash happened. This was North Shelby County. There were those 2 first responders killed, a 3rd crew member hospitalized. Again, we understand the hiker did not make it. The NTSB is on the scene right now investigating. We've got a crew working the story as well. As soon as we get updates, we'll pass those along to you here and on the WVTM 13 app.
And thank you so much for joining us here on this Monday afternoon. If you probably noticed, clouds back in the sky today, but of course, we're hoping for some sunshine this week.
So let's get you right over to Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson right now. Any chance we're going to see a good stretch of that sunshine, Jason?
Well, maybe not a good stretch, but
Okay.
at least a little bit now and then, yes, and that'll be in between the raindrops. Right now, a pretty hefty little thunderstorm has developed over northern Greene County. We have 11 lightning strikes in the past 10 minutes here between Highway 14 and Lewiston and over toward Mantua, and it's getting stretched out a little bit. There's rain already beginning to fall around Knoxville and Ralph in southwestern Tuscaloosa County. And with that storm tracking eastbound, it may have some small hail coming with it, and this is the area I think it'll impact over the next 30 minutes. Not moving all that fast, only about 10 miles per hour. Union up toward Knoxville right about 5 p.m. We'll keep an eye on it. 75 in Tuscaloosa, it's 81 at Aliceville. It's this right here, all that warm, humid air to the southwest of Birmingham that's got the thunderstorms ready to go off this afternoon if they can get going. 66 Birmingham, 63 Gadsden, only 59 degrees in Fort Payne. South wind 5 to 10. If you thought it was a little too cool today, don't worry. It's not going to get all that cool tonight. In the 60s tonight, in the 80s tomorrow. We'll talk about the better chances of rain and thunderstorms ahead of us going into the weekend too. Coming up. Ian and Brittany.
All right, so cleanup's underway in North Alabama after an EF3 tornado devastated an area.
Yeah, so this is in the aftermath of the Madison County storm. The tornado with winds over 160 miles an hour. It hit early on Saturday morning. Residents spent the weekend cutting down fallen trees, cleaning up after the storm damage, and looking for just really anything that they could salvage in the wreckage. Officials say at least 1 person was killed. Several others were hurt, at least 3 of them at this point in critical condition. At least 2 people were hurt after storms hit Marion County over the weekend. They damaged more than a dozen homes and a manufacturing plant. The EMA director said the hardest hit areas are from Hackleburg through Bear Creek. The National Weather Service confirmed an EF1 tornado with winds up to 95 miles an hour that hit the Hackleburg area. The agency also confirming 2 people were hurt by a tornado in the Sardis City community in Etowah County. They say an EF0 tornado had an estimated peak winds of about 85 miles an hour, and that was on the ground for just over 3 miles. Former President Trump in New York City tonight, just hours away from his first court appearance.
Yeah, I want to check in now with Sharman Shaketi. He shows us what's happening days after that indictment.
Right now, former President Donald Trump is in New York awaiting his arraignment. The city is bracing for something that has never happened before, a former president facing criminal charges. Former President Donald Trump landing in New York, where he's set to answer to criminal charges. At Manhattan Criminal Court, a heavy police presence. The city says it's ready for the unprecedented arraignment of the former president.
There has been no specific credible threats to our city at this time, and all New Yorkers should go on with their regular activities.
Outside the court, barriers in place, a massive media presence. Supporters of the former president planning to rally here Tuesday morning. New York's mayor urged so-called rabble-rousers to control themselves.
While you're in town, be on your best behavior.
The mayor says streets in the area will be closed off, police working closely with the Secret Service. They say they don't have safety concerns and remain prepared for this historic moment.
We work with the Secret Service all the time. These are our partners. I won't go into how many numbers of police officers will be on the street, but we will have enough to facilitate mobile units if we need to respond to anything.
New York's police commissioner also warning that violence and destruction are not part of legitimate, lawful discussion. She wants people to be orderly and peaceful. In Manhattan, Sharman Shaketi, back to you.
We'll add a new name to the list of GOP contenders for the 2024 presidential nomination. Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson announcing he is running for president. During an interview with ABC News, he said he thinks his experience, his message, and his hope for the future will, quote, resonate with Americans. Former governor says he's also or has also served with Homeland Security and the Drug Enforcement Administration, among other positions. He expects to make a formal announcement sometime later this month. And we now know why gymnast Suni Lee's collegiate career at Auburn was cut short. Today, she posted on social media she has been dealing with a health-related issue with her kidneys. and the medical team didn't clear her for the last couple of weeks. So she is focusing on her health, also focusing on recovery. She did say that she's not going to stop her pursuit of the Olympics in Paris next year. Last year, though, she had the most decorated year in Auburn program history.
All right, let's take a look here at traffic conditions. We're looking okay. No accidents, no incidents to report. Just some slow moving traffic. Of course, Highway 280, a little bit busy on 31, Cahaba Heights area, and also the downtown area. 65 southbound, we're seeing slow moving speeds as well. No incidents, no accidents to report at this time. Let's take a live look outside. How about a view from our Children's of Alabama camera? We're seeing looking a little busy on both sides of the interstate, especially the southbound lanes. We'll keep you updated with any changes here and also on our WVTM 13 app in the traffic section.
All right, so coming up next, a rise in pedestrian deaths. Aaliyah has some ways that you can stay safe both in and out of your car.
And a big setback for students due to COVID. The recommendations to make up for pandemic learning loss. You're watching WVTM 13 News. Welcome back in. Some strong storms, including tornadoes, hit parts of New Jersey over this weekend.
So the National Weather Service has confirmed at least 4 tornadoes touched down. In one town, there were several homes and a warehouse damage, serious damage. Another part of the state, a tornado ripped off most of the roof of a home. There was a family of 5 inside at the time. Thankfully, they were fine, no injuries reported, but major power outages all throughout the area.
The cleanup efforts resuming at this point in Little Rock.
Yeah, so one resident still trying to find words to describe what happened on Friday. There was that EF3 tornado that ripped through a neighborhood, leaving some people's homes unrecognizable. And in the midst of that uprooted community, neighbors are coming together, just trying to help one another out through this time.
I mean, we've just had such an outpouring from churches, from civic organizations, just people coming, dropping off water, food. That's really been overwhelming.
If we were in that situation, we'd want someone to come and help us. And very little goes a very far away. You don't have to feed every single person, but it can still help someone, fuel someone, give them that extra push to help rebuild the community.
And there's certainly a lot to rebuild. There are thousands today that still do not have power, and you just see the devastation. I mean, it's going to be a long road for a lot of folks.
It sure is. It sure is. Busy time of year, Jason. We're talking about storms. Thankfully, today we're looking okay in our area.
Right. Only one thunderstorm to speak of at this moment. Not severe, but pretty heavy over northern Greene County, and it's tracking right toward the southwest edge of Tuscaloosa County. We've seen about 14 lightning strikes in this area near Lewiston over the last 5 to 10 minutes. One additional strike outside that box on the east side of Union, close to Knoxville. Some pretty heavy rain getting set to move right over top of I-2059 as well as US Highway 11. And as the storm is tracking toward the east, it's only doing so at roughly about 10 miles per hour, or 10 to 20 miles per hour. So it's not moving all that fast. The core of it right there. So it would take it about 50 minutes for this thing to get over toward Foster's, and if it holds together, get down toward the Moundville area. Around the rest of the region, not a lot happening. A couple of isolated storms still possible here within that really warm, muggy air where we've seen the sun break out this afternoon. Overnight, not getting all that cool. We're talking 60s tonight, and look at this. We might have a few spots pushing above 85 by tomorrow afternoon as the heat and humidity return. We'll talk more about the stormy weather ahead coming up. Ian and Brittany.
All right, so diving deep, we're going to show you the record-breaking video. This is taken at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, but first, fashionable footwear causing problems for the rest of your body. How to pamper your feet, but don't switch to flats just yet. You're watching WVTM 13 News.
Welcome back in your headlines this afternoon. A chase turned deadly here in Birmingham.
The sheriff's office says a deputy used a weapon on Shuttlesworth Drive in Birmingham this afternoon. They started chasing someone in the Fairfield area who had a warrant out for a previous kidnapping. Aaliyah is taking over this investigation. And funeral services today for a Huntsville police officer killed in the line of duty.
Yeah, so before moving to North Alabama, the officer spent several years serving the Tuscaloosa community. WVTM 13's Lisa Crane joining us live in Tuscaloosa County this afternoon, where he is being laid to rest. Lisa.
Yeah, hey guys, I don't know if you can see, but the funeral graveside service is rather just wrapping up behind me. Just moments ago, we heard that 21 gun salute and then a beautiful rendition of Amazing Grace on the bagpipes. But folks are starting to leave now. Now, the officer here, Garrett Crumby, actually spent almost 8 years with the Tuscaloosa Police Department. He graduated also from Hillcrest High School right here as well. Now, a packed house earlier today in Huntsville for his funeral service. Officer Crumby was killed. A second officer, Albert Morin, was critically injured when they responded to a call of shots fired last Tuesday. Police say Officer Crumby was known for his positive attitude and willingness to learn, with dreams of becoming an investigator. He spent 3 years with Huntsville PD and helped train young recruits. Now, Juan Laws is charged with the capital murder of Crumby. He's in the Madison County Jail now without bond. He has a hearing set for April 19th. Officer Morin was also shot, as I just told you, in this incident. He is in the hospital now, but he is expected to survive. I understand officials with his department actually saw him and visited with him on Friday, and they say he gave them 2 thumbs up and thanked everyone for their thoughts and prayers during this time. We're going to have much more on Officer Crumby's funeral coming up on WVTM 13 News at 5. Live in Cottondale, Lisa Crane, WVTM 13.
One person is dead after an apparent road rage shooting in Oxford. The chief saying both the victim and suspect got out of their cars, started arguing this afternoon right at Highway 21 and Recreation Drive. At that point, the suspect pulled out a gun. Police at this point are still interviewing the shooter.
A Clay Chalkville High School student was shot to death on Saturday. Birmingham police say Kamari Phillips was killed at the Magnolia Court Apartments on Westchester Court. Investigators say they think he was in a car at the apartment complex when someone approached and shot him before running away. Now, pedestrian deaths are on the rise, and Aaliyah offers advice to stay safe in and out of a car. Newly released data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration shows nearly 6,600 pedestrians were killed in a traffic accident in 2020. And new estimates for 2021 show traffic fatalities reached a 16-year high. Aaliyah says you need to do whatever you can to get off the road and in a safe place. Like if you have a flat, try to get to a gas station or a parking lot. And if you cannot or you don't feel safe changing the tire yourself, be sure to call for help. As for drivers, they must move over or at least slow down by state law. It requires drivers to clear way for vehicles like ambulances, police, or in this case, vehicles on the side of the road.
If you're not following the law, and especially if somebody's injured or killed, hey, you're talking about vehicular manslaughter. You're talking about